Ula no weo lae, lae ka lae lae, ka pua I luna lae. E ho ma kakao, e kahea, ai ula no weo. Ula, ula no weo lae, lae ka lae lae, ka pua I luna lae. Ula no weo. Ula no weo lae, lae ka lae lae, ka pua I luna lae. Akalai a Nohili, akalai a o Nohili lai, Kahua wailana lai, te awapuhi lai. Akalai a Nohili, akalai a o Nohili lai, Kahua wailana lai, te awapuhi lai. Ua I ke wale o lai, ua I ke wale o lai, I ka ua loku lai, a o Hanalei lai. Ua I ke wale o lai, ua I ke wale o lai, I ka ua loku lai, a o Hanalei lai. Lipolipo wale o lai, lipolipo wale o lai, a o nehele lai, a o ho'ohia lai. Lipolipo wale o lai, lipolipo wale o lai, a o nehele lai, a o ho'ohia lai. Haina, haina mai ta puana lai la, he inoa lai no Kamoha'i lai. Haina mai, haina mai ta puana lai la, he inoa lai no Kamoha'i lai. Ela, a ela, ela, ia, ai, he inoa no Kamoha'i. Aloha everybody, so today we're going to be doing a dance called Ula No Weo. This song was taught to me and my mom, or our kumu, by Frank Hewitt, also known as Lehua. This song was taught to him by his teacher Iolani Loahine. So this song Ula No Weo is actually about the queen Kamoha'i. And in hula tradition, every song about a queen must have a song about the king. So this song actually coincides with the song Kavika, which that song is about the King David Kalakaua. So we're going to start with the first verse, Ula No Weo. But first you must learn the kaheas and whatnot. So it's going to start with the drummer, e ho ma kau kau, which means are you ready? Bum bum bada bum. Now when he calls are you ready, you're going to have to show that you're ready. So that means you have to put your hands on your hips. Bum bada bum. E kahea, what dance are you going to perform? Right? So bum bum bada bum. I ula no weo. Right? So what you're doing there is saying, yes, I am ready. This is the dance I'm going to do. I'm going to do the dance Ula No Weo. So that's all you're pretty much doing. So e ho'oma kakao, bum bum bada bum. E kahea, bum bum bada bum. I Ula No Weo. Bada bum 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 bada bum 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 bada bum 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 Ula. Okay. Now for the footwork, majority of the time you're going to be doing the step kahela, which means to point. So if you watch my feet, you know it's going to go front to the side, point, side, front, side, point, side. And when you're doing this, you want to point front and step to the side. Front and step to the side. And for the more advanced dancers, you're going to want to make sure you put that sway in your hips. Right? And to get that sway, you have to bend your knees. Okay? So bend, point, side, point, side, point, side, point, side. Okay? Now, we're going to start with the first verse, Ula No Weo. So, Ula No Weo Lae, like a lai, like a puana. Okay? So first we're going to start off with our hands to the side, right? You're not going to be straight to the side, you're just going to be into the side, into a V shape. Okay? So Ula. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so you're going to be moving your hands from this to this in 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, you want to make sure you do this in a very fluid motion. You don't want to go 1, 2, 3, 4 because it looks very robotic. You want to make sure you connect all of it and make it flow really well. Almost seamless so you can't really tell where the beat is. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So let's try it. Ready? Ula No Weo. Ula No Weo Lae. Okay? Now this is when the next part comes in. So you're going to point front, and your hands are going to go down a little bit, right? So 1, 2, 3, flower. Okay? So what you're doing is you're going, so you're going to start here, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And so the next part, you're going to be here already. So you want to go down again to represent that first beat. So 1, 2, and you just want to open it a little bit and you don't want it up here, right? Just in the middle in front of you at head level. 3, flower. Okay? So let's try it. Ready? Ula No Weo. Ula No Weo Lae, like a lai, like a puana. So what you're saying in that is glowing red like the sun. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Ula No Weo Lae. The flower placed above. So that is what that first verse is saying. Glowing like the red sun. 2, 3, 4. The flower that is placed above. Okay. Now that's the first verse. Then you have a break. And you're going to have a break in between each of your verses. It's also referred to as a vamp. So it's going to be lele uehe. To do lele uehe, you're going to want to step to the side and then point front, right? Bring it in. Uehe. Side, point front, in, uehe. Okay, so the first side you're going to go to is your right side. Okay, so right, step to the right, take your left leg, point it front. Then bring your left leg in, and then uehe. What I'm doing, that flaring, is called an uehe. Now, when you're a hula dancer, majority of the women, or all the women, are supposed to have a pau skirt, which, this is the pau skirt, right here. Okay, so these pau skirts are going to be tied around your hips, right? Now when you're doing this uehe gesture, or this flaring of the knees, your pau skirt is supposed to flare open, Okay, so that is what you're trying to do when you're doing the wehe. Okay, so lele wehe, side, point, front, bring it in, wehe. Now do that same thing with the other way. Side, point, front, bring it in, wehe. Okay, so I'm going to show you how it works in context with the first verse. So, bum, bum, ba bum. E kahea, bum, bum, ba bum. I, ula no weo, ba bum, 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 ba bum, 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 ba bum, bum, bum. Ula. Ula no weo lae. Laika lai kapua ilu lele uehe. Side, point, uehe. Side, point, uehe. Okay, so what I'm doing with my hands is you're just gonna start here, right? 1, 2, uehe. 1, 2, 3, 4. So all it is your hand, right, is here, and the palms are facing up. Okay. Now by beat 2, they should be facing down, but you're not just gonna go 1, 2. Okay, you're gonna go here. You're gonna start here on 1, and you're gonna kind of push your wrist up a little bit. You're gonna break it just a little bit. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So in a very simple context, your hands are just doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But in order to make that movement a little more elegant, or just to add a little more to it, that's when you're going to be doing the breaking of your wrist part, right? You're going to go 1, bring it up a little bit, 2, 3, 4. So it's almost like pushing, right? So up and then push. Bring it up, push. Okay, so let me show you how it works. So lele uehe, side, point, in, uehe. Side, point, in, uehe. Okay. So I'm gonna play with the music, and you guys can kind of see how it looks all together with the music. Ula no weo lae, laika lai kapua iluna lae. E ho'oma kakao, e kahea, ai ula no weo. Ula no weo lae, laika lai kapua iluna lae. Ula no weo. Ula no weo lae, laika lai kapua iluna lae. Akalai awapuhi. Akalai ao Nohili lai. So next is akalai, which is the second verse. So akalai ao Nohili lai. So at the point of Nohili, the stream flows through the awapuhi. Okay. So akalai. So first you're gonna start with your hand, right? You're gonna put the back part of your hand over your forehead, but you're not gonna be touching your forehead. Okay. In Hawaiian tradition, touching your body is seen as wrong, so you don't want to touch your forehead. Okay, so left hand by your forehead, right hand pointed up. Okay. Now you're still going to be doing kahela like you did in the last one, which kahela is the point. In, point, in, okay. So here, right, so this would be basically the shape. 1, 2, 3, 4. But what you're going to be doing is you're going to be taking the top part of your body, so not the bottom, not from your hips down, just the top part, your torso and up. And you're going to be turning it just slightly to face your right corner. Okay, So it's going to be facing this way. But your hips are going to be squared facing front still. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So akalai. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now the next part, you're going to start out from the upper left corner. Your hand's going to go up here. So there's 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, and leaf buds. These are your leaf buds on 4. Okay, so akalai. Akalai, ao nohili lae. Now you're going to take your hands and put them in the top corner. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I showed you the 4 basic beats and where your hands should be on each note. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now just like you did in the first verse where you're connecting each movement fluidly and seamlessly, you're going to be doing that here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's the whole second verse. And then after that you do your break again, which is your wale. Okay. So akalai. Akalai, ao nohili lae, kahua wailana lae, I te awapuhi lae. Ue, akalai. Akalai, ao nohili lae, kahua wailana lae, I te awapuhi lae. Ue, side point, side point. Okay, so let me show you with the music so we can see how it looks. No Weo Lae, like a lae, like a pua Ula No Weo Lae. E ho ma kakao, e kahua. Ai Ula No Weo Ula No Weo Lae, like a lae, like a pua Ula No Lae. Ula No Weo Lae, like a lae, like a pua Ula No Lae. Akalai awapuhi, akalai, ao nohili lae, kahua wailana lae, I te awapuhi lae. Akalai awapuhi, akalai, ao nohili lae, kahua wailana lae, I te awapuhi lae. Ua I ke wale lae, ua I ke wale. So something to keep in mind that I forgot to mention while you're doing all these movements is follow your hands with your head. Okay, that's something that's really important in hula because without it, you're not really telling the story. You're kind of just, because if I do these movements and I'm staring right at you, right? So, Ula No Weo Lae, like a lae, like a pua Ula No Weo Lae. Right? It's very awkward if I'm just staring straight at you. So follow your hands, because your hands are telling your story, okay? Also why you need to learn how to do your wheelies and stuff like that, because those are there to help enhance and tell a story even more, okay? So anyways, on to the third verse. Third verse is ua ike wale lae, okay? Ua ike. Seen was the drenching rain of Hanalei. That is what the third verse is saying. So, first part, seen, you're going to be taking your hands doing this, okay? Now, when you're doing, this is a very unique type of hand gesture because most of the time your hands are either straight, you know, you see a lot of buds and stuff, and so far that's all we've seen in this dance. So seeing this makes this verse very unique in itself because you're going to be telling something very specific. You're going to be looking through these now. So your left hand is going to be close to your face, okay? Okay, you're not touching again, like I said. And your right hand is going to be extended out. Okay, now you're going to stay like this for the first 4 beats. And it's going to be similar to the second verse where your body is kind of angled towards the corner, but your hips are squared and straight forward. Okay, so like this. So ula ike. Ua ike wale oe lae. Okay, so you're going to be facing the corner, just slightly though, just the top part of your body, not the bottom part. Hips are squared. And you're going to be looking through these. You have to look through these. Okay, you're showing that, you know, seeing, vision, or looking. Okay. Now the second part is a little faster. So for the first, second verse, you know, it's a very graceful type of thing. And the reason it's very graceful is because it's a song about the queen, right? So, Ula No Weo Lae. Okay, 3 here. And the second verse up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're talking about flowers and everything. Now we're seeing drenched rain. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that's going to be the second part of the third verse. First part, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so that part's a little faster. Okay, so after you do this, 1, 2, 3, 4, then go up to 1, side 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so let me see. So ua ike, ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. Ua ike wale oku lae, I ka ua loku lae, a o Hanalei lae. Lele wahe. Ua ike wale oe lae. Ua ike wale oku lae, I ka ua loku lae, a o Hanalei lae. Lele wahe. Wahe, lele wahe. Okay.
Lipolipo wale lae.
Lipolipo.
Lipolipo wale lae. A o nehele lae. A o ho'ohia lae.
Lele wahe.
Lipolipo wale lae. Lipolipo wale lae. A o nehele lae. A o ho'ohia lae. Haina.
Okay.
Haina mai tapua.
So that's lipolipo. Now the last verse is called ha'ina. So most of the time you were doing kahela throughout all the verses, and then for your breaks you were doing lele wehe, right? This is lele wehe, and then kahela is what you're doing with your hands in the verses, so points, okay. But for ha'ina, which is this is the last verse, you're going to be doing a different kind of step, which is called amikuku. Okay, so you're going to bend your knees. Now amikuku, you're going to take your right foot and bring it up, and your left hip is going to go to the side. Okay, but make sure your shoulders aren't going up and down, and make sure they're not like this or anything like that. Make sure they're still level and flat. Okay, very even. So 1, right? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's your ami, is when you go here and then around. So what you're doing is you're actually making a line and then a half circle. So you're not making a full circle, okay? So just by doing that line and then a half circle, you're giving that illusion that you're actually making a full circle. When all you're doing is you're actually just doing a half circle, okay? It saves you the energy and the work that you have to do. You don't have to do an entire circle. Just 1, 2. Okay? Now for this verse, amikuku, you're going ina mai puana lai. Okay, so you're going half circle and fast, fast, fast. And when you're doing that fast part, there's 3 levels. 1, 2, 3. So lowest, and then the middle, and then the fast, and then the last one, the high one. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so your hands are going to be like this. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you're going to start with your hand. Your left hand is going to be with the back of your hand facing outwards by your chest in that first quadrant I was talking about. Okay, and then your other hand is going to be by your mouth, but not actually touching your mouth. 1, reach out, and then flip. And then you do the other side. 1, reach out, 3, and 4. Okay, so you're going to do your amikukus with this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Then you do your other side, except your feet are also going to change. So this time your left foot's going to come up and your right hip is going to go out. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So that's the whole the last verse, haina. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Other side. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Then lele wahe. Okay. So let me show you how that one works with the music.
Wale Lae, Kahele Lae, awapuhi Lae. Haina, ina mai puana Lae la, inoa Lae no Kamoha'i Lae. Haina mai, ina mai puana Lae la, inoa Lae no Kamoha'i Lae.
Okay. Now this last part is your eala, which is just a way for all kahiko and ancient dancing and everything to come to an end. I mean, not all of it, because this is a drumming with ipu, so it's very different, but this is used a lot, so it's commonly used. So eala, so what you're going to do, like your lele uwehe, you know, this part, the uwehe, you need to take that and you're going to be doing that again. So step, uwehe, point. Okay, let me show you again. So right leg is step, and then uwehe. Then your left leg, up, step, uwehe. Okay, so step, uwehe, point front. Now you're going to make an L with your hands. Okay, so what you're doing is your left hand is pointed front and your right hand is facing up. And then, your left hand is pointing out and your left palm is facing up. And then your right hand is going to be facing to the side with its palm facing up. And also while doing that, your right leg is going to point out with your right hand. So you're making an L shape. Okay, so here, point front and flip palms back down. Then bring it in, then uwehe. And then again, except you're mirroring it this time. So this time your left hand is going to be facing to the side with its palm up. And your left leg is going to be pointing out to the left side. Your right hand is going to be pointed front with its palm facing up. So side, in. So let me see. So 1, 2, 3, uwehe. and then left, left, wahe. So remember, you're making an L shape on this side, and then you're going to mirror it on this side. You're doing that. So let me show you again from the top. So eala, step, uwehe, points. Side, front, in, uwehe. So when you do that uwehe that's on the inside, you're flipping your hands. I forgot to mention that. Okay. So you make your L, front, in, flip. Do the other L, front, and flip. So let me show you again from eala. Ready? So eala, 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 front, aye, and flip. Now this next part, you're going to be doing a lele, which just means to go forward, right? Or step. You're going to imua forward, which that means, to go forward. So front, and then flip. Then you take another step, but with your left foot, and then flip. Okay. So watch how my feet are moving because they're stepping forward. 1, flip, 2, flip, and then you're gonna bring your right foot in next to your left foot, right? And your left hand is gonna be in that quadrant again, in its own quadrant, but the right hand is gonna be over the left hand. Okay, but you're not touching hands. You're not going like this or anything. They're like this. So lele uhe, or let's do from eala again. Sorry. So eala, 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 ea, ai. Yeah. Then you go forward. I, yeah. Touch. And then go back. 1, 2. Point to the side. See my right foot point to the side. And then point front. Okay. Let me show that to you again. Eala. Eala, eala, ea. The L shape. Ai, yeah. Side. Then go forward. Ai, yeah. Touch. 1, 2. Point to the side. Okay, right foot to the side. Point front. Okay. One more time. Eala. Ready? Eala, eala, ea. Side. L, front, flip. L, front, and flip. And then your hands are going to be pointing up, your palms. 1, 2. Make sure you flip your hands by 2. And do it again. Palms up. 1, 2. And then touch. Bring your right foot by your left foot. And then your right hand above your left hand. And then step back. 1, 2, 3, with your right foot pointed to the side, and then point front. Okay. So let me show you with the music.
Inoa no Kamoha'i lae. Inoa no Kamoha'i.
Okay, so that is the whole dance. So this is an ancient hula, done, ancient form with the ipuheke. Okay, that is this drum right here. This is the ipuheke. So it is an ancient dance. And if I have not mentioned before, this is a lesson that is for all the students that are in the halau, and the link that this will be given to the students. Okay, so don't be sharing this link with other people and whatnot, because this is not a link for them. This is a link only for the students within the halau. And with everything that's going on in the world, we have to kind of think on our toes and find another way around to teaching hula and perpetuating it without actually physically touching each other, you know, and seeing each other, to prevent spreading the whole coronavirus and everything. So we are in here at our halau at our home, filming and trying to teach everyone hula still. So like I said, this is a link only for you and no one else, you know, because you guys are within the halau and within our community. If you do plan on sharing it or you want to share it, just simply ask me, or you can simply ask our kumu, and if we give you the okay, you know, it's completely okay. Okay. So again, thank you for joining in the lesson, and aloha.